Hi, my name is James,
Hello, I'm Rachel.
and we're here to present.
An Arduino activity with the use of servo motor
The concept of this activity is selecting two servo functions.
with the use of only one push button.
What is Arduino?
Arduino is an open-source electronics platform based on easy-to-use hardware and software. Arduino boards are able to read inputs, light on a sensor, a finger on a button, or a Twitter message, and turn it into an output, activating a motor, turning on an LED, publishing something online. Meet the some members of the family: the Uno, the Mega, the Nano, the Micro, the Gemma, and the Lily Pad.
The major component of this activity is a servo motor. But first, what is a servo?
Servo motor SG90, tiny and lightweight with high output power. Servo can rotate approximately 180 degrees, 90 in each direction, and works just like the standard kinds but smaller. You can use any servo code, hardware or library to control these servos.
We will now do the coding part. So, before we discuss the main activity, let me just introduce to you the two available examples for the servo function, namely the sweep and the knob. First is the sweep. As you can see in this sketch, you can see the library of the servo motor for it to be controlled. You can see the position is initially 0. In the void setup, when we code in the void setup, it only runs once. On the other hand, the void loop has a code. When we code in the void loop, it runs continuously. So in the void setup, you can see that there's a pin number 9. We all know that pin number 9 is a PWM pin. Let's go to the first for loop in the void loop. In this for loop, the first for loop, you can see that position is initially 0. Increases and increases until it get or reach the desired position, which is the 180 degrees. And when it reach 180 degrees, it will now decreases continuously, going back to 0. As you can see, it also have a delay of 15 milliseconds to wait for the servo to reach the position. So this code run continuously. So that is the working principle of the sweep function. This is the knob function. Knob function, it is controlling a servo position using a potentiometer or a variable resistor. Knob and sweep are very familiar, but in knob, we make use of potentiometer to control our servo motor. As you can see, it also has a library, but in the declaration, you can see a pot pin. A pot pin is initially 0. It means it is the value or the declaration of the potentiometer as well as its value. In the void setup, you can see that it is attached to 9. We know that the pin 9 is a PWM pin. The void loop, you can see the mapping of the potentiometer. The value ranges from 1023 to 0, vice versa. This 0 from the 180 degrees is the position of the angle, 0 to 180 degree. And my servo.write displays the value of the servo when it is positioned by the use of potentiometer. It also has a delay of 15 milliseconds. So this is the final code, the combination of sweep function and the knob function with the use of only one push button. You can see the same environment. There is the same library to use the servo motor, the declaration of the push button, the analog read pin, the declaration of the potentiometer, and some other variables. The white setup, you can see the attachment of pin number 9, PWM pin, the pin mode for the push button, and the communication of the PC and your microcontroller, the Arduino Uno, which is I'm being used. In the void loop, you can see the first setting is the sweep function, the two sets of sweep functions, but by the use of the potentiometer to control the speed. You can see in the first for loop, the position is initially 0, increases, increases, and increases, and reaching the value of 180 degrees. And when it comes to the 180 degrees, the second for loop will occur, and it decreases until it reaches the value of 0. You can also notice that there's a break function in it, because when we want to turn or go to the second setting, which is the knob function, we will not wait for this first setting to end or to end its function. We can break it anytime. We can go to the setting 1 or setting 2 anytime by the use of the break function. So here in the setting 2, you can see the knob function being controlled by the potentiometer for the positioning of the wiper of the servo from 0 to 180. So that is the use of our code. So you can see when we push or press the push button, setting 1 will occur, the sweep function, and when we sweep or press the second same button, knob function will now occur. So that sums up my code, our code as a team, and we hope that you learn a little. We will appreciate that. Thank you.
First, we will plug the Arduino port in Arduino board. Second is the breadboard that having positive and negative ground, so we just plug the wire on positive and negative. Then we will connect it to the Arduino board with 5 volts and ground. Next is the potentiometer. It has 3 terminals. On 2 sides, there is positive and negative contact, while in the middle is on analog pin. Connect it in breadboard and Arduino board. Lastly is a servo motor with 3 wires and different colors. Brown is connected to ground. Next one is red, also connected to positive. Lastly is orange, which is connected to the output. First, we will